Welcome back to the Happy Hour, guys. Today we are in Astoria, New York, my neighborhood, and we're paying a visit to the Vesta Trattoria, relative newcomer to the dining and drinking scene in Astoria. They've really established a loyal following of patrons, and it's because they do things a little bit differently, and in our opinion, a lot better here at Vesta. Vesta quickly gained a reputation as a cozy neighborhood spot with a first-class menu filled with thin-crust pizzas, imaginative pastas, and more. Time Out New York called it the best food in Astoria, and the Village Voice named it one of the 10 best wine bars in the city. They've also got a crackerjack staff and a sense of humor that won't quit. All of that made Vesta a go-to for the neighborhood. We're here at Vesta with Giuseppe. Joe, what do you like?
Giuseppe's wonderful.
Giuseppe Falco.
I'm the owner of Vesta Trattoria and Wine Bar in Astoria.
There was no place like this on this stretch of 21st Street. I mean, this was sort of a barren neighborhood. And then you came into the neighborhood and you've really changed the complexion of this neighborhood. I mean, people didn't go out to dinner on 21st Street before you guys were here.
We had an opportunity where we saw that the neighborhood was prime for change. It just worked out that we found a space that was right near where we all live, and it made a lot of sense.
Your menu is geared towards locally sourced foods, free-range, antibiotic-free meats, and you even tell us a little bit about where your produce comes from.
Most of our produce comes from a rooftop farm here in Queens. It's called Brooklyn Grange, strangely enough, even though it's in Queens. They're in the process of changing the name.
I think that's a smart move on their part.
Yeah, and it's an acre farm on a rooftop. Well, everything is organically grown.
And you take it a step further. You don't just serve it on your menu. Saturday mornings, Vesta actually opens up the storefront and becomes a farm stand. I started to come on Saturdays. You've always had an emphasis on wine. They actually have shots of wine, which the first time I saw it, it was one of those, why doesn't everybody do this moments for me? Because wine is expensive. So having the option of getting a shot of wine means, first of all, you're not committed to a glass even. You can explore, you can try new things.
I think that the whole idea about this restaurant from the moment it was open or even before it was ever conceived was to make a place that people felt comfortable in every sense of the imagination.
Now you guys are starting to do something new, which I love. They're serving local wines. You can come back. They're serving local wines on tap.
The way it started was basically from the idea of being in Italy or in Europe. It's very common that you would go to a small wine bar in Italy, and I recall being in Sicily one time and walking into a small little wine shop, and they literally had a whole barrel of wine, and they would it had a spout, and you could go over there and pour yourself a glass for $1 for 1 milliliter. This is years ago. It's really taken off. We've been really successful at getting people to appreciate the idea that you can get a good quality wine in a stainless steel tank.
And again, they're local wines.
Yeah, some of the wines that we have come from the North Fork, the South Fork of Long Island, and some also come from the Finger Lakes.
You're cutting down on glass, on the bottles. Transportation must be less expensive.
Our waste has decreased by about 25%. Wow. Our sanitation bill has gone down right around that amount. It just makes a lot of sense.
So here we're having. This is from the Raphael Vineyard, which I've been to. I visited on Long Island, and this is the Vesta Blend, right?
This is a special blend that they make for us.
Cheers! Cheers to congratulations on a successful first couple of years. Here's to many more.
Thank you. We need it. Cheers.
Cheers. Join us next week on the Happy Hour, guys. If you were here, you could have some of this too. But you're not.
I gotta tell you, that's delicious.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
They just took my favorite menu item off the menu. I'm not going to tell you what it used to be, what my favorite used to be. But
the Emilio Estevez.